ABC's Don Baker was able to get inside both Song Mi and My Lai and files this report.
I first visited Son Mi Hamlet nearly 2 weeks ago. Since then, there have been a few changes. For one, the South Vietnamese version of winter has set in. And for another, the story of what happened at My Lai has become a little bit more difficult to get. The man who first told me about the incident at My Lai isn't here today. For some reason, he was called back to province headquarters. No one knows why. But Ha Thi Quy was also at My Lai that day nearly 2 years ago. Ha Thi Quy is 44. She looks 64. Ha Thi Quý's 24-year-old daughter died there. Her son had part of his hand shot away. Ha Thi Quy was shot in the hip. She says it was American soldiers who shot them.
She doesn't know why. They just called them to come and sit down. She says they sat down, and including a monk. There was a monk there, and then proceeded to shoot them all.
Ha Thi Quý's story was cut short by village officials. The villagers were ordered to shut up. ABC was told to stop filming. 2 weeks ago, no one cared. But that was before the Vietnamese government officially announced that civilians were not killed by Americans at My Lai. The hamlet of My Lai is about a mile from Son Mi refugee village. There isn't much left of My Lai, some walls, piles of rubble, and graves. But some of My Lai's former residents have begun returning to work in their fields. 60-year-old Trung Thi Tung is planting rice near the ruins of her home and the graves of 3 members of her family. Trung Thi Tung doesn't hate the Americans. She doesn't want to see anyone punished, but she does think the village should be repaid somehow. There's really no way to repay Trung Thanh. Trung Thanh is 12 years old. In March 1968, he was at the market. He came home to find his entire family, mother, father, and 2 brothers had been killed. He ran away. Neighbors buried the bodies. Nguyen Thi Thanh is luckier. She still has an older sister, but the other 5 members of her family were killed. All of the people of My Lai tell the same story. Their hamlet was destroyed deliberately by Americans. This, they say, is one of the graves of one of the victims of the alleged My Lai incident. There are 5 graves here, scattered all around. There are many more. But it's been 2 long years, and nature has reclaimed, as you can see. 2 years is a long time in South Vietnam. This is Don Baker, ABC News, in what used to be My Lai number 4.
We'll have more news in a moment.